Hi, everyone. My name is Phil Pelzer. I teach Algebra 1 and Honors Geometry at Westerville North. I wanted to share a little bit with you about what I've been doing this year that's a little different than a typical math classroom. What I would say is the attention grabber is basically I'm about 80% paperless for the math class, which you normally think pencil paper for math. I'm doing everything instead on the computer. Well, most of the things on the computer. Still got worksheets and some paper tests, but for the most part, notes, quizzes, lessons are all done on the computer and basically housed in Schoology. So I just wanted to show you real quick how I've got everything set up. So you can see here's my home page for the geometry folder, or geometry course rather. And basically what it's broken down into is I've got each unit is broken down 5 different units, and each unit is going to contain individual sections. So I jumped over to the algebra one because the algebra one's prettier. Don't tell geometry that. But algebra, this is what it looks like. So what's nice about this is I can do each section. Each section basically typically contains an introductory video of me explaining how to do model couple problems, what's coming up, that sort of thing. And then they open up their assignment. The assignment is their notes. So their notes, what I'll do is I will essentially attach a blank Google slideshow. So in each of the Google Slides, each student opens this up and they automatically have a copy for themselves. So what they can do in the copy is they can take these blank pictures that I've given to them, they can save them to an app called Google Keep. So Google Keep is a note-taking app. It's basically supposed to be like a grocery list reminder sort of thing, but it turns out you can keep pictures here, and not only can you have pictures, you can draw on the pictures, and you can see the color wheel that exploded in all of my work. But what will happen is once they save each picture, it tells you what slideshow it came from. You can go into each of the pictures and then do your actual notes via touch screen on the board, or not on the board, on the computer. So each of the equations here, I can then solve, have the student solve. They've got all the different color options. Really, you want to talk about helping visual learners, you highlight the different things. You can erase, you can highlight, you can like zoom in and out to write as small as you need to, as I instead scribble across. But zoom in, fill in the table, whatever you got to write here, plot the points, connect the dots, the graph's already built in, and you're good. So what's neat is that they will save the pictures that they've done, and they go back into the Google slideshow, and over here, it will load and show you all the pictures that you didn't keep so that you can drag them back into the PowerPoint slide, and there are your notes. Once it's put back in the slides, I can see it, so I can see if they've been doing their work or not, if the work is correct, and it saves everything. No paper. You don't have to dig through 5 old binders trying to figure out where your notes were from this section, where your cheat sheet was for this. And so once they've got the notes done, they go back in and I have a lesson check for them. And really, this was my main motivation because the last school I was at had less, like, we use Schoology a little bit. And the reason I liked it is for these lesson checks, I can make it from a bank of questions. So all of these here are, I've built out of a bank of, where is it? Random questions. So each student's getting different ones. Yes, they're getting 10 questions each, but they're getting 10 questions out of a bank of 25 rather than the same 10 questions that everybody then copies and takes a picture of and sends to their buddies, and then nobody knows anything. And what's awesome about the Schoology setup is that I've got it set up so that they can't move on to the next lesson until they've completed and demonstrated mastery of the previous one. So for them to move on to 5.2, they have to finish 5.1. For them to finish 5.1, they have to score at least a 7 out of 10 on the lesson check. Really kind of give me a sense that you do know what's going on, so you're moving on with some understanding. And so I've got these both built up for algebra and geometry. And again, with Schoology, you can track everything through the gradebook. You click a button and it syncs over to PowerSchool. And I think it's just a neat way of doing things. And with the notes through slides and copying them over to Keep, there's less need for worksheets. a little bit different. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll still do worksheets, review worksheets every now and then, just to pencil to paper, and same thing with the test. We'll take the test the same day as all the other algebra and geometry students take it. So basically, I've got this built, and the students just work at their own pace to get through it. They have this deadline that the test is. Get through these 7 sections by the test. Here's your closure. Here's your review. And boom, test day, and we go. So thanks for watching. Just want to show you a little bit something different here. Hope you enjoyed it.